While you discharge the slop tanks with cargo pump number 2, drain the other lines using the stripping pump, pumping it ashore through the so-called marpole line. On deck, the drop lines should be opened down to the main discharge. First, drain the risers above the non-return valves. Then strip the main cargo lines not in use. To be able to empty the lines completely, remember to let inert gas into the lines to avoid vacuum. Next, strip the cargo pumps. The last operation will be to strip the slop tanks with the stripping pump. Strip cargo pump number 2 and its lines the same way you did with the others. All cargo is discharged, and the cargo tanks are being inspected. Should there be a discussion claiming that the vessel is not properly discharged and well drained, you should offer to start the pumps to prove the opposite. It is a safe routine not to allow disconnection of the loading arms until the tanks are inspected and found to be empty and well drained. Let's conclude this program by showing an operation you may be required to perform, that is, taking on ballast using the cargo pumps. As our vessel has segregated tanks, the ballast system is separate from the cargo system, so using the cargo pumps would only arise in an emergency. But in a ship with no segregated ballast, you always have to be able to take in ballast with the cargo pumps. This operation is risky. Cargo leaks causing pollution can occur. There is a risk of pollution, and so you have to be extremely careful to prevent oil from leaking to the sea when ballast and cargo systems are connected to each other. To prevent oil spills, you must use a special start-up technique. You must create and secure at all times a lower pressure in your vessel's piping system compared to the pressure at the sea chest. So water flows to the pump as soon as the last sea valve is opened. There are 2 sea valves, both manually operated gate valves. These 2 valves have been pressure tested before arrival as a part of the normal routine. You know they are tight. Here you're going to ballast cargo tank number 4 with cargo pump number 1. When you start the pump, you have to be a bit brutal. As you know, we don't normally start a pump with valves closed at the suction side. But this is what you have to do when ballasting with a cargo pump, to be sure you get a low enough pressure in the suction line. You may even crack open the discharge valve just a little bit to ensure immediate flow through the pump. The man operating the sea valves is instructed to open only the inner one. He should then be standing by to open the last valve at a given and agreed signal when the pump is running okay. He's also instructed not to fully open the valve at once. If the pump should trip, he must close the valve as fast as possible. The man in the pump room is standing by, and you're now starting cargo pump number 1. Everything seems to be normal, and you're speeding up the pump. The pressure at the discharge side rises, and the pressure at the suction side drops below 0 as expected. Reaching 800 revolutions, the manometer at the suction side shows minus 0.3 kilograms per square centimetre, and you decide to open the sea valve. As soon as the sea valve is opened, the pressure at the pump changes immediately when the water flows through the pump. You're now adjusting the speed and regulating the back pressure and the head by manoeuvring the discharge valve. In our vessel, the speed of the pumps will be approximately 1,000 revolutions while ballasting. There is no point running a pump at full speed if you can reach a high capacity running the pump slower. Remember, this way you will save fuel and money. In this case, you're adjusting the speed and the pressures to get a head of 86 metres. Discharge side shows 9.3 kilograms per square centimetre, and the suction side 0.4 kilograms per square centimetre. You are pumping seawater with a specific gravity of 1.025. From the HQ curves, you can see you are pumping approximately 3,700 cubic metres an hour. Be careful to obtain a suitable head while pumping ballast. Possibly more pumps have been damaged during ballasting than during discharge. This is because it is so easy to run the pump in overcapacity with too small a back pressure and head, with the discharge valve wide open. If you know the principles and run the pumps of your vessel with skill and care, you will save a lot of money discharging and ballasting, and you will, of course, save yourself a lot of trouble. May we wish you good pumping. The topics raised here will require some thought and discussion to ensure full understanding of the principles and how they relate to your vessel. Rerun this tape and cargo pumping number 1, if necessary, and discuss with others on board.